Season 4 rollover has started early, so if you're wondering, are your currencies going to carry over? What's happening with Season 4? A lot of things to talk about here. We also have some more War Within Alpha news and a launch date for 10.2.7. But let's start with this. Your currencies currently, crests and things like that, are not going to carry over. There's going to be new Whelpling Awakened crests to get, and evidently some of those quests are already available in some world quests. I don't think they're dropping right now, but probably after reset today, they will be. Season 3 gear is now moving to Legacy, so it's grayed out here. You can no longer upgrade them. They will be locked into their current item level. But one really nice thing is you can actually use the Catalyst to upgrade any items you want to get the transmog for your Season 3 items. Now remember, some of you, your Season 3 set was the one that was voted on to be the Awakened tier set for you, so you might get those transmogs even if you don't care to transfer over some Season 3 stuff. Also, your Flight Stones will be reset down to 0. That 2,000 cap was never removed. I remember Blizzard talked about doing that, but they're not going to do it. So there we go, back down to 0 with a 2,000 cap. You can start regrinding those Flight Stones as soon as the new shit hits. Moving on to Season 4 tier set bonuses. They do not mix with your Season 3 sets. So yeah, a lot of the voting, if you remember, we voted on our Season 4 set bonuses. A lot of those are not going to mix, or none of those are going to mix with your Season 4 sets, even if they are the same set. So you're going to have to get the fully Awakened set to be able to get your new set bonus. That's right. So I know it kind of feels like you're regrinding old shit, but it's going to be higher item level. The stuff's going to hit a bit harder. So yeah, you're going to have to regrind all of your sets in the new Awakened format. That's right, yeah, Flight Stones, I know, right? Moving on to some interesting alpha stuff. So new Artesian Ensemble rewards for Professions achievement has been data mined. The War Within is packed full of new cosmetic transmogs to earn, so finding some linked profession systems is a no-brainer. Players will be able to learn a new Artesian Ensemble in the War Within, but only after putting some work in first. So you're going to have to get an achievement to get this thing. That achievement is Algarian Master of Many. Obtain a maximum skill points of your Kaz-Algar category of 5 primary professions. And if you do that, you officially get the Profession Andy set. Yeah, check it out. That says Artesian, not Artisan. I said Artesian. Jesus Christ. Chat is vicious this morning. What did you guys put in your coffee? Here it is. So I love these belts. I talked about this just yesterday. The hammer and the little, tools in here. This is some of the coolest belt transmogs we've seen. A nice little, you want to RP as an NPC? This might be your chance to fulfill that fantasy. A new Harvester set has also been data mined. Yes, if you haven't been killed by a Harvester in WoW, you clearly didn't play Vanilla WoW going into Westfall. Yeah, so if you've ever wanted to be a Harvester, you might get your chance to do so. Now, how you get this set, that is still TBD. Nobody knows really yet, but there will be some really cool-looking Harvester sets. Yeah, so you can live out your Harvester fantasy as well. It's a game of fantasies. It is a fantasy genre, after all. So living out your Harvester fantasy, that could be a thing in the War Within. Again, not sure how we're going to get these yet, but it is just around the corner, and we'll find out probably pretty soon. The Battle Pet Andys are also getting some love, with over 100 companion pets data mined. Yes, 100 companion pets. I'm not going to go through all these pets. There are a shit ton of them. I will link this in the chat for some of you to pleasure yourselves to if you are Battle Pet Andys. There you go. But there is one pet in particular that I do want to talk about, and it's this one. Yeah, right here. This little Voidling Ooze, I believe it's called. Oh, no, it's the Umbral Amalgam. Yes. And its description reads, these swarms of void energy cannot persist in the Beladar's light. Interesting. Beladar, where would that come from? Oh, maybe it's the crystal hanging in the damn ceiling in Hallowfall. Yeah, I theorized this like 2 weeks ago, that the crystal in Hallowfall is actually a crashed Naru ship. If you don't remember, we talked about how the ships look and how it's a giant crystal with ship stuff around it, and if it ever crashed, it would just be a crystal. Well, it looks like that's all but confirmed. Very much Beladar. There's a bunch of, anything that ends with Dar is a Naru ship reference. So it looks like the Hallowfall crystal is pretty much confirmed to, in fact, be a crashed Naru ship. But that will be revealed to us later on. I just wanted to kind of poke in a I was right, moment right there. Pat myself on the back. Gladiator mounts have also been revealed. The War Within armored gargoyles. Yes, I always like the Gladiator mounts. I never get them. I'm not good enough at PvP to ever actually get these. But if you check these things out, damn. Pretty badass. Not bad looking. Honestly, not the best looking Gladiator mount I've ever seen. But a really good looking one. Probably one of the better mounts in the expansion. Honestly, I still like the Shadowlands mount. That was one of my favorites in terms of Gladiator mounts. Also, even the one we got in Dragonflight, the Armored Drake. That one was pretty cool. This one's not bad. I just kind of wish there was more to it. I don't know. The armor on the shoulders, maybe it has a really cool effect. It looks like it does glow and some ash comes out. It looks like a burning effect on it. But overall, maybe some to be desired from these. We'd have to wait and see, I guess, how it's going to look in game. But not a bad looking mount. Obviously going to be able to dynamically fly it and everything like that. Sam was right. That's right. Right. Sam hasn't been right about a single thing in his life. Sounds like something my wife would say. Okay, moving on. Patch 10.2.7, Dark Heart released. We got a release date, boys and girls. May 7th. Mark your calendars. Yes, springtime, a time to go outside, a time to maybe be with your friends, smell the roses a little bit. Now, fuck that. You're going to be inside playing 10.2.7, getting into that Harbinger quest line, doing some of the new Heritage Armor quests for the Draenei and the Trolls and all that other stuff. It's going to be fun. Now, I do want to note the Pandaria Remix event is not starting on that date. That will begin on May 16th, so a slight delay to the Remix event, but the patch with the Dark Heart quest line and everything else, the Harbinger quest line, will be going live on May 7th. Now, I do want to say something. This kind of hints at expansion release date. Now, it's moving it up, actually, based on what I thought here. So we already know now that, we got Plunderstorm ending on April 30th. We got Season 4 starting today/tomorrow, wherever you are in the world, but that's April 23rd, right? So we know this is April 23rd, April 30th right here. Now we know this is May 7th, okay? So we got May 7th coming up around the corner here, and summer's official start date, these little slashes right here, is June 21st. That's when summer officially starts in the world, okay? So if summer starts June 21st, we might have pre-patch a week later. Now, the crazy thing about that happening, it's so close to this summer line here. It looks like it's just after. Pre-patches usually last 2 to 3 weeks. If that lined up properly, that would mean the War Within could be launching early July. Now, a lot of us have been speculating August, and I still think that could be the case. But if everything continues to line up here properly, like it's been, I mean, these things are coming faster than I thought they would. We could have a July release for the expansion. My bet is August for the expansion launch. Mine is too. We could have a longer pre-patch than usual. That's totally fine. But, I mean, the way things are lining up here, if June 21st is correct here as the, official start of summer, we could have this launching a week later, maybe 2. That would give us an early August-ish, late July. I don't know. But definitely, everything is on track. That's what I would say. It looks like Blizzard is very much on track with their cadences here. And again, May 7th, we already know that date now. I'm expecting pre-patch in June. Pre-patch in June, boys. That could certainly be the case. And that's going to be a crazy event. We already talked a lot about it, dropped a whole video about it. Pre-patch is going to be a wild, journey through memories of Azeroth. The Lich King is going to show up. A bunch of stuff's going to be happening. It should be a very fun event, and I'm looking forward to it. Last but not least here, we're going to talk a little bit about PvP and DPS. That's right. So at the PvP event, this look at Deepholm Ravine is the new battleground in the War Within, a 10v10 escort control PvP. So if you don't know what an escort is, no, I'm not talking about the local girl that works the corner. I'm talking about an escort event as in like a very much an Overwatch type, where you got to take a thing and shake it across the map, right? Stand in its circle and moves across the map. Eventually you transport it all the way to the other side and you win the game. I was not expecting a new PvP event. Honestly, this was one of the surprises of the expansion. But overall, the clips they've shown so far of this thing look really cool. We see a little cart here on tracks, again with a circle around it. People are going to have to stand in it. The more people that stand in it, the faster the cart is going to move. It's, it's your typical escort battleground. And at the time of alpha, they are unable to queue for Deepholm. Nobody's tested this yet, but it looks really cool. I like the theme of it. It's got a cool little, cool little wallpaper here, of course, loading screen. And it will be queuable. Again, a 10v10, event. Some interesting paths here. The same path for both sides. It looks like you're going to have 2 carts going at it at once. So this is not going to be a single escort event, but in fact one where both sides are going to be escorting. That's how it looks. Now, I don't know if this crosses over here or how this is going to work. Maybe I should read a little bit. But it is gonna be a very competitive match. It's gonna, it's gonna push, battles between teams, which is a really cool thing. I like to see that rather than just kind of sneaking around and trying to avoid each other. But this is gonna be really cool. It's gonna offer 1,500 resources for escorting the mine carts, as well as holding the central crystal control point. Okay, so there's also a control point in the middle. Very cool. This is gonna push a lot of people into fighting. This is going to be very much a full-on team fight PvP match. Very, very cool. And last, certainly last item of the day, looking at our total stats, DPS rankings, the final going into Season 4 here. DPS rankings going into Season 4. Let's see what it looks like. And we see Sub Titty. That's right. Good old Sub-Titty Rogues at the very top. They've been there almost the entirety of the expansion. I believe they were overtaken by Unholy just for a week, and now they're back. That's right, Sub-Titty at the top, followed by Outlaw, and Unholy just in between there, sandwiched between the two Rogues. Of course, the Rogues always love to do it from behind. Retribution Paladin has been insane. The amount of Ret Pallies I get in a raid queue every time I post on stream is completely ridiculous. About half the raid is made up of Paladins at this point. We are living in the age of Paladins. So good for you guys. Arcane Mage, Fury Warrior, Frost DK, Arms Warrior, Elemental Shaman's been doing good. Havoc made a huge comeback here in the last week, so they're setting up very nice for Season 4. Ass Rogue, Fire Mage, Frost Mage. You can read the rest of these going down here. Beast Mastery Hunter is hurting, that's for sure. Nothing very beastly about him. Let's look at overall. That was overall. Let's look at specific boss damage here. Unholy takes the lead on just boss damage alone. Sub-Titty coming up right behind him. Retribution Paladin. We got two nice Druid specs, Balance and Feral. Ass coming up right here. Arms Warrior, Fire Mage, Survival Hunter. Hunter has been in a tough spot lately, but it looks like Survival's finally making a decent comeback for them. Again, Marksmanship, Beast Mastery kind of low here. Destro Warlock is the highest of all Warlock specs. Warlock has been hurting. I've been having a hard time getting Warlocks in the raids, that's for sure. But maybe, the Warlock, they're never down for too long. They'll make their comeback. I'm not too worried about it. Nerf Unholy and buff Frost. Yeah, I mean, you can call for it. I don't know if it's going to happen. Let's see who the big movers of the day were. Sub-Titty moved up one spot. As I said before, Unholy had overtaken them. Unholy up one, Outlaw up three. Who's the biggest mover up? It looks like Havoc Demon Hunter. As I said, Havoc Demon Hunter made a big move towards the end of the season here. So going into Season 4, Havoc is setting up much nicer than they were just a week ago. So Havoc is up 6 spots, Arcane Mage up 5, Marksmanship up 5. Who's the biggest mover down? Frost DK down 6 spots. Wow. Wow, they were up very high, actually. Yeah, Frost, you can just respec into Unholy if you want. Not a big deal. And Frost Mage down 6 spots as well. All of this is to be determined. We'll have to see how some of these classes shake out. But these are the most up-to-date stats as we head into Season 4. Mod check. Yeah, we gotta... Oh, no. Someone's selling viewers. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Yeah, you can't buy the kind of viewers I have. The degenerate viewers that I get are, they're priceless. They're priceless. They cannot be bought. They cannot be sold. Their time is my time, and my time is their time. That's right. That's how we do things around here. Yes. What is up, Deodin? How's it going? My bet is end of August for expansion launch? I don't know, man. I don't know. This doesn't seem to be shaken up for an end of August. Like, if you look at this calendar right here, if we're, taking it very literal, this is June 21st. Expansion launch, the period right here is midsummer. Now, these have been pretty accurate. If you actually look right here, this is, now we know this is, what is it, April 23rd, and this is April 30th. It's a very small gap. So, artistically, this calendar is very accurate. It matches up very well with the actual dates. Right here, mid-spring, that makes sense. May 7th, that is a mid-spring date. So, I mean, this thing has been lining up almost to the T of what you would expect. June 21st right here. This looks like, honestly, a very small gap, very much similar to here. This looks like a week. This really does look like a week. They could have shifted this back further, but they put it up right against that start date for the summer. And then, honestly, the War Within looks like a slightly off a mid-summer release date. Sam, you dumb bitch, I already told you when it would drop. Here, let's see what you said. You said there were 27 weeks between Season 2 and Season 3. There were 23 weeks between Season 3 and Season 4, which means The War Within is expected to launch roughly 25 weeks from now, which would put it in October. No, my God, October. October, what the fuck? This would be completely off if that was the case, Cadence. It cannot be October. October would be is like the War Within content update. You crazy if you think it's October. That would throw this whole calendar off. I swear to God, the people would be up in arms at like Blizzard headquarters, losing their damn minds. My wife's birthday is in October as well. October 7th. No, it's summer. Yeah, definitely not October. I get your math, Cadence, but there's no chance. No chance. We see, like I said, July, potentially early August. That's what I'm looking for. End of summer is like September 20th. Yeah, that would be here. September 21st, I believe, is the end of summer. So you got June 21st to September 21st. There's no way this isn't July or August. Absolutely no way. Yeah, early September would be a late launch, for sure. Yeah, October is prime time to release big games. I don't disagree, but that's not how it's going to work. That's not how it's going to work based on what they said here.